Hello YouTube, this is the can I scraped the paint off in the other video. This is my design. I'll have a hole here, then I'll skip, I'll have a hole here, see, then I'll come back like that. So there's one in between. See, like there's a hole, not a hole, but there's one down here. I was going to put some down here, but that's way too small. They're just going to be whatever size hole in the middle. This is all done just little by little of drawing it out. I didn't want to go into big detail of showing all that. I mean, you make your own pattern. I don't have one of these with a pencil on it. So I had to scrape the paper, you can see, and then draw it with the pencil. So it worked. There is a little bit of denting to the can. I use my spring punch, and it's not super sharp, but I tried to push as light as I could, but you know, it's got the spring in it. There's a little bit of denting in the can, but you're never going to get rid of that because there's no way you're going to pound on that with a punch or shove on. If you tried shoving on there with something sharp or tapping, so I figured this is my best bet. Just put a little pressure on this, on the can. So hang in there, we'll tear the paper off here. We got it taped on. We used something that we thought would work pretty good as foil tape. So we can cut that off with a razor blade. And we did mark the can where the front center is. See a little scratch mark? I got one on the bottom. So I'll be putting round holes up here. So I want to keep that in line with here. You know, close to it. So let's tear the paper off, see what it looks like. Okay. It did make some dents. But this is the first time I've ever done this. And I tried pushing lightly. One of them I pushed way too hard was the very first one at the top. Would be this one. I pushed way too hard on it. I tried getting lighter and lighter, but there's just really no way of getting away with denting the can, but it doesn't matter. The holes we drill. I mean, maybe it'll add to how it looks, but okay. Next thing you'll see is when we drill these holes, like I said, we're still going to have holes around the top and somewhere along the bottom because we want air in if we put a real candle. We have some little battery operated candle thing, but if we use a real candle, we want the air to come in, we want it to come out. We're probably not going to have none in the top if we can put holes right here. So this will be like protected. Say you had it hanging up inside of a tent or something. The flame truly can't come up here. And plus we'll have the cap on it, of course. I showed that in the other video. And you can hang a chain in that. I think you know what I mean. Let's drill a couple holes, see what happens. We're going to use our new bits because they're super sharp. We're going to use our new bits we got. So they're going to be super sharp, so it'll be really easy with a cordless drill. Okay, we got carried away and was drilling these with an 1/8" bit. Well, it would suck the drill in. You can see the indent from the drill chuck and pull it in. I mean, there's no way to stop it. This is a 5/64. Just a little over 1/16 of an inch. We wanted to use it because we don't want to use our 3/32, because we got two of them. So if we get carried away, we're using something, you know, in case we break one. Now we're going to drill these out bigger. We haven't decided. I think they might only be 3/16. We haven't. We're going to look at, study it. Get up here. See if we want these a 1/4 inch or just 3/16. They're probably going to be a 1/4 inch. We're going to see. We'll decide. Okay, some of these are kind of nasty. I've got this file that's really aggressive, and you can get them because the bit would snag. But you can actually grab this. I can't do it with one hand, and you can kind of pull a dent back out. You know, stick it in here and then go backwards and kind of pull it out. And we will take the Dremel and clean it up a little bit. We have like the little pointed cone-shaped stones, so they're not going to be all perfectly round holes I'm done with. There's not much you can do with the tin can. Took all that burr. Because no matter what you do, when it goes through, it's snagging. I'm going to try one different kind of 1/4 inch bit instead of the new ones and see if that will snag less. You could also play around and maybe customize the tip of a drill bit. I have one just for drilling plastic. It looks like you sharpen a pencil. It's a real weird looking drill bit, but it goes through plastic without snagging. So there's ways of making custom bits, but we'll bring you back when it's all done. At least when this part's done. Focus. Okay, we switched to a regular old cheapy Harbor Freight type bit and did that hole. It's a lot better. Them other ones are weird. If you watch the film on them, how those drill bits are made, they're like more than one cutting edge. So that's what was snagging. So it's not gonna be perfect. It's just gonna be a whatever folk art, tramp art, whatever they want to call that stuff. So that was a lot better on that one. I got a lot of holes to drill. What is it? I figured what, something like 6. I'll count them when I'm done. Okay, stay tuned. Okay, we did clean up the holes with the Dremel bit, because you can get that round ball through the hole and come to the back of it. And we'll give you a little look, I'll have a picture of it. We'll give you a little look there. See the light that it puts down on the table? Now we're going to make the holes around the top. Okay, if I can make 10 holes, it is 10.5 inches around here, okay? I did the math. To evenly space them, if you want a 1 inch, you'd have 1 inch, leaves you ½ inch. Well, 10 goes in the ½ inch, 50 thousandths, ain't that right? 10 times 50 thousandths is 500,000. We'll do the math. And we can do that. We can measure that out with a caliper and then set these and then walk it down and make the points. You know what I mean? This had like a pencil lead to it. Well, I made a point for it. It's just a tool just to use. I have something better, a big one, but this is small for stuff like this, like marking on paper. So it's been modified. I do need to make something that goes inside of it, because these are not accurate when you take them out like that. Believe it or not, they're not. I need to make this fit in here. I have the leads for these to draw and I cannot find them, so just temporary. Like I said, I need to put a point inside of there, which probably take one of these, because I'll probably never find a lead for it. Anyway, back to work. We'll figure it out. We'll split 10.5 inches into 10. We're smart enough to do that. We got to decide how far we want these down. Probably a ½ inch or so. Like at the bottom, you put a candle in here and you got candle wax strips down. You don't want to run out the hole, so probably going to be like a ½ inch up. We don't want to get too close to our design, but stay tuned. This is getting too long a video. Okay, real quick how I divide this by 10. I had 1 inch plus 50 thousandths. I set these, okay, and then say I start at the end. I just had them like this, and then walk it over. One more time, you can do this. Just walk it over like that, punch a hole, Machinists do this on metal, like around a circle. Then punch a hole. You know what I mean. Then you have one at the end. I put end holes. I know there's one, a hole at the end makes 10. It's not perfect, but it's good enough. And this is at ½ inch or 3/4, because I haven't decided how far I want the hole down yet. So, now this stuff isn't too hard to learn, but it's nice to have this. It comes out to like 1 inch plus like a 32nd of an inch. It's in between that and the 1 inch and the 16th mark on the ruler. So, you know, it's not exact science. You don't need one of these to do it. You can figure out how to split 10 ½ inch into 10 parts close enough. I mean, it's just a bunch of holes drilled around a can. So, but we like practicing our skills. These are junky. Said I can throw these across the driveway, the floor. I'd care less what happens to these. You hear me grumble every time I show these. They deserve it. They sent me this piece of junk. They come in a company that sells them. These things are junk when they're new, and mine came all damaged and junky. So they're junky from the start either way, whether they were brand new or not. They're cheapos. Real cheapy. They really are. They're not quality at all. Don't buy these if you're going to do any machining work. Okay, stay tuned. Enough of that rant. Okay, we're done with this project for now. We're getting better at drilling these holes. You know, do everything at your own risk. I was going to tell everybody. I've been kind of going like this with the drill, going slow. And I'm kind of making a circle with the bit before it pops through. So you're actually cutting it out instead of trying to cut it from the center out. I think you know what I mean. Instead of drilling and making it bigger and bigger and bigger, I'm kind of wowing the drill bit, so I'm kind of cutting the thing. And they make step bits and stuff to do this with, but I am getting better at it. You're going to have a few boo-boos, mistakes, but oh well. I said it's just art. Artsy. Put a candle in it. It'll look cool at night. I'll take one more picture with it. I'll turn the lights off and take a picture. But I'm done with this video. There'll be another one someday when I put a door in the back so I can put the candle in it. So I just want to get this posted. You know, you can make the door any way you want. You can just cut a big old hole and leave it and set your candle down. But I want to be able to close it so light don't go behind it and most of it comes out the front. Because that is very reflective in there. Get you down inside the can there. That's what I like about this camera. There you go. Thanks for watching.